What did you expect? Welcome, Sonny. Make yourself at home. Marry my daughter. You've got to remember that these are just simple farmers. These are people of the land. The common clay of the New West. You know. Morons.
Welcome to Morons Make Sense. I am your host, Moron Sam Munoz, and I'm here with my fellow morons, Ublester Peñalosa II, and the man they call Arturo. He's only got one name. He's just like Madonna.
And Prince. Nelly.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nelly.
And Nelly, yes. And guys, welcome to another Morons Make Sense.
What's up, guys?
This is my first official Morons Make Sense episode.
Actually, no, you were in the film criticism one.
That's right.
Yeah. So this is your second Morons Make Sense episode.
Correct.
You're not an official moron.
My first as an official moron.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're still dressed up.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it, to be honest.
You know, if I cover up my arms for you, then, you know, whatever you need.
It means a lot.
Oh, man, special. I love it. Oh, what are we drinking, guys?
I am having a michelada. This is Modelo beer with a michelada mix that my wife purchased for me not too long ago, and it's fucking awesome.
Nice.
What about you guys?
Yeah.
You're drinking something new.
You're not drinking anything?
No, I literally just finished my Modelo that I had earlier.
Oh,
off
man.
camera. Yeah.
I've switched to a Mother Earth Nitro Cali Creamin' Vanilla Cream Ale.
Vanilla cream.
Yeah.
Sounds like a commercial.
That's right. And by the way, please shop at, what is it called?
Vendom Liquor.
Vendom Liquor. Where the beer sells itself.
The beer sells itself.
Was it alcohol or beer?
It was the both.
Where
And
the beer
snacks, some snacks.
sells itself.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what are we doing today, you guys?
So,
we are discussing...
we're discussing piracy.
Not Pirates of the Caribbean.
not pirates in the
I
ocean.
watched the wrong movie. Shit. I am not prepared for this, you guys.
Watch the movies.
I was about to be like, arr.
You know, I recently watched Pirates of the Caribbean actually with my 2-year-old. He fucking loved it, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Anyways, but we're not
that's
talking
not
about
the kind
those
of
kinds of
piracy.
pirates. We're talking about the digital pirates. The real pirates in this world, people like fucking Noel over there, who disrespects all artists by stealing their music, stealing their movies, stealing their art.
Yeah.
And by the way, he lives in Huntington Beach, and you cops should go and fucking get him because he's doing true crime.
Wasn't there a commercial back in the day where everyone rolled into someone's house because of piracy?
Probably.
What?
Maybe you can look it up.
No. I was thinking of...
You're thinking
I
of
was
marijuana.
thinking of the Transformers movie, 2007, where they're like...
Are you sure you're not drinking
What the
anything,
fuck?
Arturo?
What the fuck are you talking
it was
about?
Give me
earlier.
the absinthe. Give it to me, Arturo. This is not safe for you. Yeah, piracy. It's one of those things that you've all grown up looking at disclaimers before watching
the
a movie.
DVDs. I remember the
All the DVDs.
old commercial. Yeah.
You wouldn't download a car.
Exactly.
wouldn't steal
Motherfucker,
a
yes,
car.
I would. I absolutely would download a car.
It's Steel Car, I believe.
Whatever. I remember distinctly it saying you wouldn't download a car. And I was like, yes, I would if the technology existed.
That was very late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah,
I remember that.
It was a strong push from the movie studios to get people to not pirate. And piracy really took off. I mean,
Because
I know
of
it's been
Napster.
Because of Napster. It's been around
Digital
forever
age.
with
Digital age, really.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
the black box.
Which piracy? I was thinking of the 1700s and Spanish
So
Main.
piracy has always existed, obviously.
Yes.
People have always
In
tried to
different
steal
forms.
things.
God damn it! He's searching.
Again.
Stop it. I
Again.
know, fuck. That
Anyway.
reminded me about...
Yeah,
I feel so
we
sad
need
about
an
that.
IT department. But yeah, no, piracy
You're not
really
getting
took
paid
off
this
with
week. You're not getting paid.
piracy really took off with
Limewire.
Napster. Well, Limewire for the younger kids, but
Well, because it was Napster,
Napster.
then
Napster was the
and
king
then
of
LimeWire, because with Napster happened, and then they got sued the
you got
fuck
sued.
up,
Yeah,
and then LimeWire and Kazaa came out.
Kazaa,
I remember
yeah.
using Kazaa.
But LimeWire is also
then-
down too, right? They're not...
I mean,
I don't think they're doing
any of that
anything
exists
anymore.
anymore.
Yeah.
And Napster, I think, became like licensed, and now it's like an iTunes type of place. I'm pretty sure.
Well, thankfully they fixed.
Oh yeah,
they
Pirate
fixed
Bay.
music.
I forgot about that.
Pirate Bay, yeah.
Pirate Bay.
By the way, if anyone is watching this, do not Google any of these names that we're mentioning to you, because we are not trying to condone.
These guys are. No, these guys are. And Noel is. He's shaking his head because he doesn't. I am the only person. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Arturo. I don't know.
Dude, you haven't even given me a chance.
You're right. You're right. I judged you. I assumed.
We already know.
I assumed that you were just like Uble. That you're, and Noel over there.
Thief? Fuck you, man.
Thieves. Yeah, they're thieves. They don't respect the art.
Just because I have a Pirates of the Caribbean sleeve?
Yeah, you think he's into piracy?
Well, maybe are you with me here? I think piracy is 100% wrong, and I don't care about your excuses. Oh, but I can't afford it. It should be for everybody. No, just because you can't afford it doesn't mean you have the right to steal something. I can't
So
afford.
much work went into it.
Yes.
And it deserves to make that back.
Yes.
Like, even as shitty as it is, like, I'll have my leniency if me personally, if I've already seen and contributed to the movie 1 or 2 times in theaters and it's already a blockbuster that's making a bajillion, then that's where I get a little But there's so much that goes into this, and it deserves to make that back. To whether you're like, just like anything else,
Yeah.
You worked hard to make a car. You worked hard to do your job. Like, whatever
people
the
like
case
to
might
make
be.
this distinction between it's a movie, these actors are rich or whatever, and they forget about there are thousands of people involved that are not actors. They're not the producers,
set designers, the
who
stunt
are making these
coordinators,
movies,
like, makeup,
who
catering.
need the jobs.
Yeah.
And if the studios are not willing to make those movies anymore, those people lose out on those jobs. And it's not just even that; it's just a principle of the thing. Again, I know you're making fun of you wouldn't steal a car or you wouldn't download a car or anything like that. Honestly, my go-to example is this: you wouldn't go into a museum and just fucking take the art that's on the wall and just take it for yourself because you think, well, I can't afford to pay $10,000 for this artwork. I'm just gonna fucking take it. It should be for everybody. Just fucking take it. Nobody would do that. Nobody would go in there and do that because there's obvious, like, tangible consequences going on. It's a tangible product. But all of a sudden, there's this psychological break that happens in people that think because I'm not touching something.
I mean, well, that's the crazy thing,
yeah.
right? Because it's a non-physical thing that you like. It's more like
It makes it so easy.
It makes because
was
I'm not
that?
touching something that all of a sudden it's excusable.
Scary.
It's what?
It was the sound I
Arturo's
made.
sound effect that he made when someone is interested in stealing something.
What was the
He
sound?
was like,
really
sounded like a fucking helium balloon.
I was like,
being ran
even I was
over.
surprised. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. See, so I agree with both of you. Believe me, I absolutely, especially.
No, you don't, you thief.
No, I do. Stop.
We should get fucking Noel on this. Noel, you gotta get on this because
Yeah,
you're the
turn on your
worst of the
fucking mic.
thieves.
You
Turn
are
on your mic,
a
yeah.
happy
It
thief.
is on. It is on.
Yeah,
So-
put it close
so-
to your mouth.
But
yeah.
hold on, before we get to
Yeah, go for it. Sorry.
Prince Thief over here, I want to mention
Aladdin
that
over there.
I want to.
Robin Hood. Well, you're not stealing from the rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not giving it
You're
to
giving
the
it back
poor.
to yourself.
He's just all about selfish.
I want to mention that I agree with both of you. I personally, because I'm in the position to pay for these various properties, I will do so. I'm not going to be, I have the money to go watch a movie, but instead I'm going to download it illegally. That's a dick move, and that is discouraged on my part. But at the same time, I also understand where, imagine if you, Sam, are, it's you and your wife, and you have a family of 4, or you have a family of 3, and the newest fucking Spider-Man movie comes out, and it's basically like, hey, Dad, we want to go watch this movie. All the kids are talking about it. Let's go watch it. And
But
you're
if
like,
you
well,
watch the
fuck.
pirated version, it's gonna
My
be
options-
a cam version and shitty.
No, now we're
Super
breaking it down
shitty. I
to that.
agree.
Yeah, I agree. We're
And even if
breaking
it's-
it down to that. Hold on.
Okay, go for it.
I'm
Sorry.
just saying, maybe right away, within the first week, it's going to be a shitty cam version. But you guys know.
No, it's gonna be
eventually,
well. I kept refreshing it.
eventually, Arturo knows because he looks for them. Eventually, the quality gets better. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, as a parent who wants to give their kid the opportunity to see a movie that everyone is talking about, and your only option is to go watch it at a movie theater where it costs fucking $10, $15 per kid.
If you can't afford $15, then there's
Per
something
person,
wrong with
yeah.
you. There's something wrong with it.
I mean,
No.
people
It's
have
been-
financial struggles, dude.
I
Like,
know,
you
but you're
can't
not
make
going.
less of that
You're not
either.
going to the movies every day. Like,
Right.
okay, here's the
but-
thing. Fine, whatever. You can't afford it. Then I'm sorry. Then don't go to the. Then don't
That's
go.
okay. So imagine
Just
though,
because you can't afford it doesn't give you
Right.
the right to steal it. It
Right.
doesn't. I don't
Right.
care what you.
Now imagine it this way: imagine if you're that struggling parent who wants to make their kids happy and doesn't want to set them in a position where now they are the only kids at school that haven't seen this movie. Hold on, give me a second. And you stumble across this way where someone says, "Hey, I paid to go watch this movie, and I have a pretty good video quality of this movie." That you don't have to pay and watch $15, $45 for your family of 3 to go watch.
Before you come in.
No,
Would-
yeah.
Would you take it? And the parent says, yeah, because they're not taking the actual property. And again, I understand where you guys are coming from. I'm just saying there are situations and circumstances where stealing a loaf of bread to feed your hungry family
Like,
is
did
justified.
anyone
Yeah, like
lick
anybody-
the bread before you got it? Like, you're just eating a shitty version of it. Then you're not taking the like.
For a starving person,
can
a
I
licked bread
Can I?
is just as good as a fresh bread.
Can I say
for a
this? Number
child
one.
for a child who doesn't have the chance to go out and enjoy all the latest movies, a pirated version of Spider-Man is just as good as the
It's-
fresh version.
Number one, fucking Spider-Man is not bread. Spider-Man is not a necessity in your life for any kid whatsoever or anything like that.
I
and I can always go back and say like, well, there's a ton of kids who are telling
Have
their
you seen
who are
the
telling their
original trilogy?
who are telling their parents right now, Dad, Mom, I want to go to Disneyland. Everybody's going to Disneyland. I want to go. Like, please take me to Disneyland. Disneyland is fucking $100, way more than a
Yeah.
movie, by the way.
Yeah.
But there, you don't see parents going like, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna fucking break into Disneyland and
No.
fucking just because you deserve
not-
Disneyland.
Well, no,
They're
you
not
can't
doing
use that
that.
either, though.
It's
Because
the,
like,
hold on.
no,
it's the same
no, because
kind of,
because you don't
because
have.
it's easier to get.
Exactly, that's
Doesn't
the
mean
thing.
that it's right.
That's the thing.
Sam.
'Cause- well, no, I was just saying it's
No.
accessible.
It's not
Yeah, but
exactly.
it doesn't
it's not
make it
bringing
right.
in.
That's
If
a-
you
you
went to
can't
that
use
same-
that
if you went-
analogy.
if
It's the
you
same
could-
analogy.
No,
Here's the
listen.
thing.
You could in
no.
this sense. If you go to that family and you say, "Hey, I have a friend who works at Disney, and they're not allowed to do this, but he's willing to charge each of you and your family members $25."
No, this analogy
and
doesn't
he'll
work
add
because
in-
you end up getting the same experience. Like in the whole thing with the piracy is that you don't.
in a lot of cases you
It-
don't, but there are cases
In the
where-
immediate cases, like the one you
Okay,
described.
we have to kind of open this to a more broader option, which is just piracy in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I were to tell you, hey, I found this pirated version of Titanic extended edition. It's basically
It's
a
already
rip.
pretty long.
It's basically a rip of the original DVD. It's top quality because it wasn't like camcorder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Do you want it for free without paying for it? We have to narrow it down to that. Piracy is piracy. Piracy is taking something that. So I know you're
I would
saying.
say I wouldn't take it. I would.
okay,
In
okay.
my, I would say like no. I'd rather
Fine.
just go and buy
That's
it
fine.
if it's that.
That I only mentioned that because Arturo is making it in the sense of like, well, you're by pirating, you're taking away from the quality of the movie because it's gonna be shaky and it's not gonna be.
And that's
I'm
true
just
as
saying
well, yeah.
there are some pirated. There is also the pirated option of getting clear, crisp.
I mean, that's a
Yeah.
different
Authentic.
conversation.
It's pirating.
I think
Pirating
it's the
is
same.
pirating.
I think it's the same
Sam thinks
conversation.
it's the same.
I don't care whether
And
it's
see-
like exact quality or if
That's
it's worse quality. To
exactly.
me,
And
piracy
now-
is wrong. And
Right.
Because I respect the art. I consider myself an artist. I might not be a good artist, but I consider myself an artist. And
R&B artist.
well, in a sense, I mean, I was in a
sixth
band, and
member of Boyz II
I was
Men.
in a band. I had music that I sold, and it was like it would always piss me off when somebody would be like, "Hey, man, your music's fucking good," and everything like that, and I'd be like, "Great, man, support us.
Buy the
we
album."
have the CD. We're selling it for $5, man. Like $5 for 12 songs. Like, and it's like, oh no, why don't you can you just give it to me? You know, it's like, come on,
burn
man.
it?
Like,
Can I burn
and
it
yeah,
off?
I was like, dude, like then you clearly don't care about my music. Then you don't care. Like
Right.
you want if it's not enough for you to pay
I mean, well-
$5, then that what I'm asking for the art that I've created.
Sam.
then I don't want you as a
Samuel.
fan.
No,
to
no,
be
no, no,
honest.
no. I mean,
Samuel.
you bring up a good point, but if I may, like, it's also the idea, unfortunately, of where we, like, how we live, and the fact that so many things have become so accessible
No,
that
yeah, I
a lot of
think
people
it
don't
goes-
think
It
twice.
still
It's
doesn't
not
make it
necessarily-
right, though.
No,
I agree.
I agree
Sam,
with that. And it's
you're-
not necessarily an insult against you. It's just the fact that everything has become so free that it's now like, oh, why?
Sam.
It should also, like that whole fucking thing, I guess.
It should also be noted, Sam, that your whole basis right now of where you're coming from is on your personal experience, but I feel like we should also take into account that there's a difference between pirating a blockbuster $500 million movie from a studio that isn't going to feel the impact.
I disagree with
and
that
a
too.
small, I know you disagree, but a small band, I'm just saying your personal experience that you brought up right now, yes, that's definitely wrong. You shouldn't pirate something from someone that genuinely needs that income to continue to create content. But me as a consumer, if I'm faced with the question of, do I want to pay $15 to go see the latest Suicide Squad movie, which I heard wasn't that great, or do I want to? No, I mean the latest one is fucking great, but I'm just using it as an example. Or do I want to download it illegally? And I'm literally not taking bread out of a starving child's mouth. Yeah, maybe they're gonna have to
I disagree.
downgrade.
That's an interesting point that you bring up because I feel like that's where I get a little grayish.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
It has to be taken into consideration, which is, who are you honestly screwing with this? The cameramen got paid. They're not getting money based on how well the movie sells. You realize that, right? All the lower level people, the cameraman, the sound boomer people, they're not getting paid based on how well the movie does. The people that are getting paid on how well the movie does are the actors that already got paid millions of dollars, the directors that already got paid millions of dollars, and the studio that already got paid millions of dollars. So you're not screwing someone over by like, oh fuck, because this movie didn't do well in the movie theaters, me, the guy who's bringing the lunch out to the actors, now only gets paid $50,000 instead of $80,000. Woe is me.
That's a really good point.
That's kind of where you have to look at this. Is who do you think is being wronged by you downloading a copy of Air Bud? Fuck yeah! In your face, I got it in there. Air Bud right now. Who do you think is being wronged by that?
Everybody, again, a movie isn't made by one person. And even if we talk about let's just talk about a director. A director has made a movie, and usually directors have a team already. They have people that they know, that they're like production designers that they know, people who do the makeup, the costume design, that they're working as a team. If you've ever noticed, the directors have they have the same team, always working the same. Yeah, they have a posse. If that director say that movie doesn't make enough money, that director loses a chance to make another movie in the future. The studio will say like, well, this guy isn't making the money that we need to make a profit out of this movie. We're not gonna hire this guy anymore. You know what? That also trickles down to everybody who's in his team, and that includes people who might only be making $80,000 in that movie, but now they're gonna be making zero, or in the next movie they will be making $50,000. Have you ever had a fucking a demotion or lost a job and had to go to a job that actually pays you less? Your lifestyle takes a kick. It takes a hit where you got used to a certain lifestyle, and now you have to figure out something else. Maybe you bought a house because you were making this amount of money and said, I'm going to be making this much money now from now on. But then all of a sudden, now what pays a production designer, for example, this is just an example, is no longer $80,000, it's $50,000 because the amount of money that movies make nowadays has gone down. So now that expectation is gone. Everything, you guys don't think about that there are normal people who have normal lives like us, who are working on these movies that get affected by this, you don't care because it's just a click, and it's just like, I get to have my pleasure, Sam. And it's not about food, it's not about something that you need, it's a fucking entertainment. Just if you are not willing to pay for it, then don't consume it. That's it. That is the answer. If it's not worth the $15, then that means it's not worth for you to consume it. If it's not worth, and then you know what will happen if people actually took that, then they would, then the industry will say, hey, maybe we shouldn't charge $15 anymore. They'll bring their price down and whatnot like that. But if you steal it, all they're gonna do is just like, we need to make sure we account for the other people that are stealing. For the people that want to actually pay for our art, we need to charge them more, because the people who are stealing, we need to account for that stuff.
Okay,
you're just making things worse. You're making everything worse for people on the bottom.
You're putting the blame
people
on the
who
wrong
actually
person.
care about the art. You're
putting the blame on the wrong person.
Yeah,
because
no,
you're
I'm
basically
not.
Saying,
I'm blaming you for stealing it.
And that's the thing, though, is that
don't consume it.
No,
is
dude.
what I'm saying. Yeah,
the people that
it's
are
not
pirating,
a necessity.
Stop. The people that are downloading this illegally are taking away profits from the people that are making the people on top.
They're not
so
taking
the people,
profits
yes,
from them.
they are, man. They're who are the ones that benefit from the number of sales?
You know why
sales,
the studios only make Marvel movies today?
Because, right. But who are the people that benefit most from the people that are working on the Marvel movies? Are you going to tell me that down to the sound boom guy and the guy who holds the thing and the guy who's catering, they're making also the same kind of money as the executives and the producers? They're not.
Yeah,
so
they're
what
not.
basically,
You're right.
exactly. So basically what's happening is the people on top.
But the people on top are the only ones who invest the money. They actually make the movies happen. Without them, the movies don't happen, dude. Your Marvel movies will not happen unless your Disney fucking corporation that you love so much, you capitalist pig, puts in the money to make your Marvel movies. If the Marvel movies don't make any money, Marvel movies will stop being made.
Disney,
you will know your Thors, your Iron Man will go away.
Right. So you're saying Disney, this multi-billion-dollar company, would not be able to finance a movie if people didn't help out with the cost, i.e. investors. You're saying that a big studio like Disney and Universal, with their multitude of money, they're are relying on the investors to make the movie.
They have the money to make the movie.
Right, exactly. Okay, so let me stop you there. So Disney, the studio, is already making, they already have enough money to make this movie, pay the sound boom people, pay the caterers, pay the people that are in charge of maintenance, and they base it off of, okay, if this movie does well, then the director, the producer, and the actors will see an increase in how much millions.
They do, actually.
Right. So, okay.
Look at Jon Favreau's salary when he made Iron Man, and look at his salary when he made Iron Man 3. It was higher.
Right. Because we're talking about the writers, directors, and producers.
All that money goes up.
I know it does.
From everybody. Right? And if that money isn't there, then everybody below them suffers as well. The studio will always want to make the money.
That's Sam. This is the point that I'm trying to bring. Please stop interrupting me. Which is basically this: if the studio says, "All right, I have the option of continuing to pay the lower level people, the ones that are actually on the ground making this movie happen, building the sets." I can either actually pay them the same and pay the actors, directors, producers less millions of dollars, or because people are illegally pirating this movie and this movie is no longer successful, well, the directors, producers, writers, and actors need to still get paid their millions of dollars. The ones who are going to get screwed over are the lower level ones on the floor. Yeah. So that because of the fact that people were illegally downloading this movie, we're going to fuck over the lower level people. So the problem is not the people downloading the movie. The problem are the people, the studios that are making that decision of, oh shit, people are illegally downloading our movie. Who do we take the money? Who do we take those lost revenues from? The lower people that are working on the sets and in the sound booms and in the studio, or the actors and directors that are getting paid $300 million. Hey, sorry, writer, director, Zack Snyder. Instead of $250 million, we're just going to pay you $100 million for this movie. Oh, fucking boo-hoo. Snyder wasn't paid.
But
I know he wasn't paid that much.
Here's the thing. The studios will decide on what the proper budget is for a certain movie depending on how the previous movie of that same type.
Suck a dick. The studios can suck a dick.
But those are the people who are paying for these movies to be made. And it's not just even the big studios, all the independent studios and everything going down the line, the production companies, all these, they're deciding about how much money should we invest in a movie depending on the projection of the amount of profit that's going to be made.
Yeah.
So and piracy eats into that. So then a studio will say like, well, Why were we gonna finance this movie that's gonna cost us $50 million to make when the projected profit of that is gonna be less than those $50 million? We won't finance that when we know that people are not gonna go out for this kind of movie and stuff like that. They would rather just wait for it to stream or wait to pirate it or whatever it is and things like that. And those movies don't get made, or they get made in the lower budget, or they
Hey Sam,
there's all these. It's. I'm telling you, the art suffers as a result of piracy, and that is my problem. I don't want art to suffer as a result of piracy.
so quick question, Sam. Sorry to cut you off. Are all of your streaming sites paid by you, or do you use someone else's password for any of them?
I actually pay for all of my streaming sites except for one.
Aha! There it is. Which one?
In which I have
Which
a deal
one?
with someone in which we pay for each other's sites.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. So, as far as that streaming site is concerned, you are enjoying their content without paying for it. The other person is paying for it.
This is true. This is true.
Why is that? How is that justifiable in your head that you can take this entertainment offered by the streaming site without you directly paying for it?
It's not, and I will gladly accept. I will gladly admit to fault in there, and I would say that I would be willing to let go of this deal to pay for it just to show you that
Okay, go for it
that
then. There
it's
you go.
that
You
the
heard it
right
here
thing
first.
to do.
There's the receipt. I
The
wanna see
right
the
thing to
receipt
do
next
is to
episode.
pay for everything. Is it? And honestly, here's the thing. In the end, it's all entertainment.
Doesn't even matter.
No. Because
They tried so hard.
What the argument
fought
that
so
I hate, the argument that I hate the most for justifying piracy is like, oh, like it should be for the people, and like,
No,
oh,
fuck
we
that.
and like
this
this is like
socialism,
bread
yeah.
and food or something like
No,
that. Like
no,
it's
it's
something that you
entertainment.
need
Yeah.
to exist or something.
I mean, I
none
kind
of
of
this.
need it like that.
Yeah, but so you work to have. This is why you work to fucking get the pleasurable things in life or whatever and everything like that. And this is not food. This is not housing.
Do we live to work? Do we work to live?
This is not
Sam?
water.
Right.
You know, like this is something that you don't need. And it's and I'm sorry that you can't fucking see all the goddamn shows on every streaming site, you know, and therefore you need to like pass them the passwords or whatever like that. You know, in the end, is you make a choice whether I consume it or not. Is it worth my consumption? Is it worth my $5 a month? Is it worth my $15
What
a
streaming
movie?
service is
What are
$5 a
you
month?
fucking what
What
streaming
streaming service
service
is $5 a month?
are you paying
What are you
for?
talking
that
about?
is
Like
five-
Peacock, Paramount, they're $5 a month.
No,
Hulu's like $5
no,
a
they're
month.
not.
No,
None
they're
of those
not,
are,
man.
dude. Hulu's
Disney
like
Plus,
$12.
Disney Plus
$6.99.
gives you Disney
It's
Plus it gives you Hulu.
$7.99.
No, Disney Plus gives you Hulu and ESPN and Disney Plus for like $12, $13.
No, it doesn't, dude.
Yes, it does.
12,
That's what I'm paying.
Mm.
That's what I'm paying. What
Producer,
the fuck are you
pull
guys
it
are
up.
doing?
Pull it up.
You know what you
Let's come with
need?
that.
You need a benefit relief plan
I don't think it comes
to
with
get you
Hulu.
on my plan because you've been screwed.
So what we're saying is you're gonna share your password. With me.
I'm just trying
not
to say. I'm just trying to say, to bring it all around, is
right there, bundle.
I agree, which is if you are in a financial position,
Scroll down.
if you're financially in the position to pay for any of a show or a movie or a song or an album, you absolutely are in the have the responsibility to pay it. That's just that it doesn't change anything. Now,
Let me go back to the streaming. I'm sorry.
go for it. Go for it.
I want it
Go
because
for it.
the whole
Before
thing
he
with
loads
the
it, yeah,
the
go
whole
for
thing
it.
with the sharing passwords, the streaming services allow that, and just they're not doing anything to stop it. And if they did,
well,
they
Netflix is about to.
they should, and it's up to them as a business as to do it. Some people have password protections or whatever and everything like that, but they're not doing anything to stop it, and they seem to be okay with it. So that's why I don't feel so bad about it. Once I have to actually break the law to steal from them. Like I'm not breaking the law by sharing my password. There's no law that's saying that.
You're not
anything like
making
that.
a law by using a third-party streaming service either.
That's true.
I think you are. That's stealing.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
What a cop-
The
what a cop-
the artist can go
Now-
and
but
sue
now
you.
Now you're saying you don't think it is, but technically they're up there and they haven't been taken down for a reason either.
No, but I mean,
Because
there's a
someone's
reason why
hosting
Napster
it.
and Livewire was taken down.
Those, yeah, but there's
Yeah.
websites that exist because they are being hosted by someone who actually paid for it and then put it up.
Yeah.
Is it really about paying for it and putting it up, or is it like
Because
sharing
we were
it- sharing
talking
it without
we were
permission?
talking about downloading this whole time, but there are websites and
Are you watching in real time? You're not downloading
Yeah,
it.
I mean, my personal thing is I feel like if I contribute to a movie, seeing it in the movie theater, I can rewatch it through
Yeah.
a third party site.
Yeah.
That's me.
After
And-
I paid once.
But
twice for it.
those are all sites that where you're streaming it. You're not downloading it, and it's people who have paid for it and have uploaded it.
Yeah.
Like that's where it gets grayish for me personally.
Yeah. That's like to go back to your museum example. If I paid the ticket to go inside the museum and see Michelangelo's Da Vinci and I take a picture of it and then I come out and I go, hey, check out this cool thing inside of it's not the same quality. Absolutely, it's not.
That's different.
It's not. It's basically you are copying something that you paid to see and you're showing it to someone.
And they also permit that. They permit for you to take a picture.
Exactly.
Here's the thing.
Well, out of curiosity, hold on. If Uble were to have shown up with a pizza and he offered you a slice,
I would never offer him a slice.
But again, he's offering. Here's a thing that we haven't touched
already
about.
your
It's the
analogy
offering
is
versus
trash.
its own.
Here's the thing that we haven't touched, and why I'm not so pissed off. I'm not so against the sharing of the passwords, because again, they're permitting that by not putting in any restrictions on it. They're permitting it in a sense. If someone permits you to take their music, then I have no problem with you not paying for it. If someone says, yes, we're offering this for free, take it, then I have no problem. It's the whole thing of like, I'm offering this for $10. This is what I'm offering it for. And I don't give permission for someone to take it for $0. But then you feel I have the right to take it for $0. That, in my opinion, is just plain stealing.
What about
it doesn't
a band?
matter
What about a band?
What
about a band who says that studio already paid us for this album? We can give two shits if you illegally download it. And the studio says, no. This is our property. You don't download it illegally. You pay for it. What would you side with? Would you say the creators who are saying, hey, we already got our paycheck, man, download it? Or the studio who owns the rights to this music and saying,
I mean, well, dude, the music industry it's so entirely different with that too.
Well,
like the fact that some bands will give away their album for free if you bought a shirt.
Yeah.
Like that shows their money's coming from the merch, not from
merch,
the album.
yeah.
The studio
Yeah.
keeps that.
That's
a different.
But it still
the
comes
studio,
down to-
but the thing is, the studio is investing in that band. The studio is so when you get signed by a studio, as maybe like the studio says, all right, we're gonna give you $100,000 to record your album, and the point is that why the studio is giving you that money.
we expect a
That
return.
is for them when they sell the album to
Yeah.
make that money back and make some profit out of it.
Yeah.
So they're making an investment on you as a band, and
Well, I feel
I
also
would
deviating
actually.
now at this point.
I would actually, in that case, side with the studio. I think the studio had an agreement with the band to like, hey, we're giving you this money to record the album so that we can make some money out of it. The band didn't have to get into that fucking.
But the band's not the ones downloading it. It's the people that are downloading it. And the band is
Yeah,
just
but
saying,
if the band
"We
is
don't give a
saying
shit."
to you don't give a shit, then honestly,
know.
the band is kind of being an asshole. And
Uh-uh.
they had an accord with the studio, and
Right.
now they're going back on it, and they're being an asshole.
Not going back on it. They
Yes,
had
they
an
are.
accord. Hey, give us this much money. We'll make the CD, and you'll hopefully make that much money in return.
Yeah, but if they're encouraging people to fucking download it,
Yeah,
then
I
they're
guess you're
just
right.
they're just basically
Okay.
backstabbing the studio.
I guess what it comes down to is I feel
disagree.
that
Huh?
in certain
Agree to
circumstances.
disagree.
Yeah, I feel that
No,
in
no.
certain circumstances, it can be justified to pirate something, but I do feel like if you have the ability to pay, and you it's not like a necessity, then you should absolutely pay for it and do it the right way. But if you don't, I don't give a shit. Steal it. What do you think, Sam? Same?
I'm gonna
Same.
steal like your fucking Star Wars helmets because I kind of I
As
don't
long as
I
can
can't
keep
afford
the
it.
original. That's the thing.
No,
that you
I'm
don't
gonna take
understand.
that one. I'm
But
gonna
you're
take
not-
that
no,
one.
but
No,
see,
no.
that's not
And I'm
pirating.
also gonna
That's
take
not
that
pirating.
artwork over there.
Sam,
Yeah, I'm
you
gonna
dunce. That's not pirating.
That is pirating
That's
is just
straight
stealing.
up stealing. No, because when you pirate, when you
What the
download
fuck?
something,
He's just changing the meaning
No,
of
he's
words.
not wrong.
Sam,
No, it's not.
Sam, if
What
I
were pirates
upload-
doing in the fucking Caribbean? They were
That's-
taking.
we're not talking
stealing.
about
They were
actual
stealing.
But
pirating.
that's not the piracy that you're referring
We're talking
to either.
about-
It's just
no,
stealing.
it's not the same.
Oh
Right.
my god,
Sam.
This is the problem here that they
There's-
don't think it's the same.
It's this. It's
They-
not the
they-
same.
They have
it's
a
not.
psychological break.
Piracy is the practice of attacking and robbing ships at sea.
Right.
Clearly not the same version you're
You
talking
have to
about.
disconnect yourself.
Well, I'm
from
gonna
the
come in
word,
a
Sam.
ship and I'm gonna fucking take everything that Uble owns.
Sam, I'm just saying.
And I'd be like, it's my right because I
the
couldn't afford this
piracy
house.
the piracy that we are talking about, the original owner gets to keep his copy. The person who paid for the DVD and uploaded it still has a copy of their DVD.
It's just a different type of media. It's just because because it's a different type of media doesn't mean that it's okay.
Audience members, who do you agree with? Who do you think is we're in this weird line of piracy? Do you agree with?
We didn't even talk to fucking Noel, who's like the worst of the pirates over here.
Yeah, that's right. We have an expert pirate over here, fucking Blackbeard.
Noel,
Black no
He does have a
beard.
beard.
I actually think
beard.
musicians made money from me from pirating their music.
There you go. You see that?
How is that so?
I like it.
I downloaded their music illegally.
It?
I became a fan, and then I bought a ticket to go see them live because I became a fan through piracy.
You ever see that episode?
I mean, again, the music industry is
Music.
different, but
You ever see that episode of South Park with Noop?
Nah.
Where they go on strike.
Wait. Well, again, here's the psychological break, because this is what I'm talking about. Why didn't you just fucking go into that show for free? Why didn't you just fucking try to steal a ticket? Why didn't you just fucking break into the show? Why didn't you do something there?
Because it's a lot harder.
Man.
why do you keep jumping
see,
into
there
this
you go.
whole-
This is
Do
what
you
I'm
just want
talking
to
about.
break into shit? Because
But
you
here's
keep
the
talking
no.
about that.
But this is
Why
what
are
I'm
you
talking
raising your
about.
voice?
Listen,
Why are
listen,
you
this is
yelling?
basically
We're
what's
all
happening.
calm
Because
right now.
Noel is like, I
Because
downloaded a
Take it
CD
down
on
like 8
Napster.
notches.
I
No,
downloaded a CD on
Arturo.
Napster. I downloaded a CD on Napster, and Sam's like, really? So why didn't you just walk into the musician's house,
No,
murder
no.
his family, take his instruments, and play the music yourself? Why?
Again,
why
the
not?
The point is
You've
this.
already proven you were downloading their music illegally. Why not
You
murder
guys-
them, Noel?
No. You guys
That
make
sounds
it
a lot
seem
like Sam,
No.
actually.
You guys want to make this psychological break, as in like, oh, because I was able to just click a
Wait,
fucking.
you're the one talking about murder.
No, I'm not talking about murder. That's this fucking guy.
No, he's talking about thief.
If he were to break into that show, he'd still be stealing in the same way that he clicked that fucking key and downloaded that song and still stole.
This fucking
Just because
guy,
one
dude,
is
I can't
easier
with
than
you.
another doesn't make it right.
At the end of the
guys.
day, it isn't.
but I
Hold on,
never
hold
said
on,
it.
hold
Doesn't
on,
make
hold
it
on.
right.
Never said it was right.
Hold on. At the end of the day, this is an outlet for us to discuss our opinions. No one said that we were going to agree or disagree with one another.
No,
This was never about
Sam
trying to
officially told
convince-
me he was going to agree with me no matter what I said.
Like, this is an open forum for that.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
I'm just saying, again, I feel like things got a little bit messy.
Steal everything from Uble.
I'm just saying, dude. I perfectly understand if you're in the position to not steal, don't fucking steal. That's the stupidest thing. I can easily go pay for this movie, but I'm gonna download it illegally because I'm lazy. I can
That's
perfectly
wrong.
pay. That's wrong. Yeah, I
Wrong.
agree. But when
Wrong.
it comes down to, hey, my family is starving, and the only thing that'll sustain them for
and
another
we
day
need- and we need
is
a
the newest
Spider-Man.
Morbius movie. The
Yes.
newest. The only way my children look at their bellies. Their bellies are
My family is
inflated.
starving, so I need
of
to go to the movies.
starvation.
Makes sense to me.
I need to steal
It
this
makes
movie
sense to me.
to
Not
make
just
sure that
any
we
movie,
survive for the next
Morbius.
day.
Like they
Morbius.
need to
This
survive.
is how
Let's let them
ridiculous
watch
the arguments
Morbius.
are on the other side.
Please.
Just admit,
Best movie of all time.
Just admit that you don't give a shit about the arts, and you don't give a shit about the artists. That you would
I
rather
pay
steal
for-
from
I pay
them.
for my things.
I know this for all you
pay
pirates
for
out
my
there.
things.
that
But see,
you're
you
also
don't
you're,
give a
you're
shit.
also going
You
off the
don't give a
extreme.
shit.
You're going off of the extreme.
No,
dude.
everybody who
No,
pirates
yes.
doesn't give a shit about the artists. They don't
Including
give a shit
people
about
that
the
share
artists.
passwords.
I don't care about your fucking like.
Including people that share
like I
passwords.
couldn't afford to go to the movies today, so therefore I'm gonna steal. I don't give a shit. You don't give a shit about the artists.
To all the audience members
You
that are still listening and
don't
have not
care.
been offended, thank you for
Don't
listening.
care.
Thank you for still being
Make
here.
sure you
respect.
click on these links. Producer, pull up the links while drunk Sam is rambling about people stealing property.
Thank you for listening.
I'm
Please
sorry.
let me know where you
I
guys
respect-
stand on
he's
every-
passionate.
I would
and
never
get-
steal.
No, I respect the passion. I really do.
I would never steal from Arturo. I would never steal from Uber. I would never steal from Noel because I respect them and I respect every human being who makes art out there.
I'm gonna make
So
a $5 movie.
If your
and
your
charge you
art,
$1,000 for it.
that's fine. I won't buy it. Either I
Well,
won't
you just
buy
said you support me.
No. If it's not worth
You
my
just said you wouldn't steal. That's two
here's
different
here's
things. Two
here's what
different
I'm saying is like if your art is not worth enough for me to pay for what you're asking for, then I just won't buy it. And I'd be like, I'm sorry, your art is not worth it. Is that should be everybody's answer. It's not. You know what?
Well, then
I'm just gonna
that's what-
steal it instead. That should be everybody's answer. It should be like it's just not worth it. Make your art worth the money that you're asking for, then I'll pay for it.
Thank you for listening.
That's it.
Thank
you. All right,
I'm
good
fine with
night.
that.
Morons.
We made
We
some
made a lot of
sense.
sense tonight.
Listen, you can get our show on any of the podcast, Spotify,
Please
Apple
subscribe,
Music.
like, follow.
But you can also
I'm
download
sure
it
Arturo is going to
illegally.
quit after this show.
I'm gonna post this episode on Napster, so make sure if you can't afford to subscribe to our free podcast, just go through Napster and download it illegally.
Go through the extra way.
It'll be
Or
right
if
there.
you want to support the artists who are making this,
Subscribe to our Patreon.
subscribe to our $1 a month.
Patreon.
All I'm asking you for is $1 a month.
You'll
Access
get
to
access.
Sam's nipples.
You'll
I
get
guess
access
we're
to
not
Sam's
worth for one.
nipples.
I guess we're not worth $1 a month. We're just
No.
not worth it. We need to make better art,
Oh my
Pirate.
and
God.
that's fine. And that's fine.
Yeah.
I understand you.
Thank you everyone for joining.
I'm just gonna tell you, I love you guys. I'm sorry. Sorry that I yelled at you.
That's
I'm
all right,
sorry.
Sam. Are
But Noel's still
you
an
sure?
asshole.
Oh yeah, no, he steals just for the joy of it.
Yeah.
Adios,
that
you guys.
fucking Captain
Thief.
Noel Sparrow.
Pirate.
Good night.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey.